Very good morning to you, Abuja. Welcome to the sports segment of the weekend show. My name is Odiri Akpan. I like to start with a quote every Saturday morning, and today is from Simone Biles, and she has amassed a total of 25 Olympic and World Championship medals, and she's sharing some secrets to her success, and she says, "I'd rather regret the risk that I took, of course, than the chances that I didn't take at all." So that's what she's talking about. She said she'd rather regret the risks that didn't work out than the chances that she didn't take at all. So try and take some risks, okay? A bit calculated risks, a bit good risks, but try and take some risk. It just might get you to your dream place, whether it's your goal, what you want to achieve, it just might take you there. But let's go straight away from there to some people who have achieved dreams and, of course, goals. That is talking about the USA's women's national team. They beat Netherlands 2-0 in the finals last weekend to pick up the title, the record fourth Women's World Cup title for the USA. Now, Megan Rapinoe, captain of the US women's team, she scored a goal in the final, and she came out to actually talk to FIFA about the women's game, women's football, and a lot of things have been buzzing when it comes to social media space, the football world, and what they have been talking about is there's this hashtag they use, and it was equal play on equal pay. Now, she personally called out FIFA during the press conference after they won the final at the FIFA Women's World Cup, and Megan Rapinoe said that FIFA themselves are the biggest hypocrites because they say they actually support women's football. They try to encourage other national federations to do more for women's football, but they themselves aren't doing enough for women's football. Now, she gave an example. Now, in 2018, we all followed the FIFA Russia World Cup, that's the men's World Cup, and the prize winners went home with $400 million. Now, ask yourself, what's the prize winning package for the Women's World Cup? It was a mega $30 million. So I understand where Rapinoe is coming from, and even though FIFA President Gianni Infantino came out to say, look, we will double the prize winning money for the women's tournament at the next tournament, she says, no, that is absolutely not enough. Double it now and then triple it by the next tournament. And yes, I understand FIFA's stance. They're going by commercial value, marketing, the money you make from the tournament, and then selling it out. But I think that will totally it will totally double or triple during the next Women's World Cup. That when it comes to commercial value, it will definitely skyrocket by the next Women's World Cup. But let's take a look at the highlights of the final, how the United States picked up a record fourth Women's World Cup title. Plus, we get to hear from Alex Morgan. She's also a member of the U.S. Women's National Team, and she came out to speak up about the equal play and unequal pay.
By Van der Gracht. The boot was high in the air. VAR check is going on. Very, very high indeed from Stephanie Van der Gracht. Penalty. It's Rapinoe against Van Veenendaal. It's 1-0. Helped on by Mewis to Lavelle. The game's opening up. Rose Lavelle. Lovely run. Great goal. Brilliant goal. Rose Lavelle might have won the World Cup for the United. For the fourth time, the United States of America are crowned champions of the world, and for the very first time they've done it on European soil. It is finished at the Stade de Lyon in the final in victory and joy for the United States.
Okay, so we do have Alex talking. She will be talking to us about the unequal pay and equal play and unequal pay. She will be talking and voicing her opinions, and we get to see some celebrations when it comes to how they celebrated a record fourth Women's World Cup title. That's the United States. I hope that the Super Falcons can get like 10% of what they already have. Let's take a look.
There is some sort of double standard in for females in sports.
Okay, that's all about the FIFA Women's World Cup. We still have to see how they celebrated in their dressing room. You need to see this. It was really, really, really nice. Let's take a look at how they celebrated.
here. Oh.
Happy times for the United States women's national team, but they are still in the battle. I think all women footballers in the world are in a battle to get equal pay. It will take some time and they'll get there. As much as I want to just jump onto the wagon of, okay, women footballers should get equal pay, I know that it's the men get as much as they get because of the amount of commercial value they bring in and also the amount of fans they have. So let's take it one step at a time, women, okay? So now straight away from there to the Copa America, Brazil beat Peru 3-1 in the final to pick up a trophy. That's the Copa America trophy as host and at home. And there was a lot of cloud about that because they beat Argentina 2-0 in the semi-final before they got to the final. And Argentina and Lionel Messi came out to criticize CONMEBOL, that's the governing body for football in South America, and of course the host, and say that there's a plan or something, or maybe match fixing, to ensure that Brazil picks up the title this time around. But all that is said and done, and Brazil still went on to beat Peru to win the Copa America. Let's take a look.
Then for the captain, best player of a tournament, who's got things wound up here very, very nicely indeed. Conducted his team throughout this championship. Now conducting the crowd in the Maracanã. And the moment is just without now. Then Brazil, Dani Alves raise the trophy. Brazil crowned champions of the Copa America 2019. Had to be Brazil. Just had to be, really.
Well, Brazil is also celebrating. We see that Mexico were also celebrated last weekend. They beat the USA 1-0 in the final. This goal scored by Jonathan Dos Santos to give them victory in the Gold Cup. It was a record 11th title for Mexico in the Gold Cup, and congratulations to them. They picked up a title. Now let's go away from the news in football and go straight to transfers. Yes. Now, Lazio's, we hear that Manchester United are planning to bring in a £72 million deal for Lazio's midfielder Sergev Milinkovic-Savic, and what we hear, the Lazio president Claudio Lotito is insisting that the player is worth £90 million and they won't sell for anything less. Let's keep our fingers crossed on that, keep tabs on that deal and see how it goes or pans out during, of course, this transfer window. Still with Manchester United, we know that Inter Milan officials from Italy, of course, arrived in Manchester during the week. They came to discuss a potential deal for striker Romelu Lukaku at Manchester United, but there's a lot of things to look at. Now, United have valued Lukaku at £75 million, but Inter Milan don't exactly have £75 million to pay for Lukaku, so they travel all the way from Italy to the UK to discuss the terms or modalities of payment. Now, let's rewind to 2 years ago. United had £45 million, and United was going to use the £45 million to seek the hand of Ivan Perisic. Now, it's £5 million short of the value that Inter Milan has for Perisic, and they refuse to sell. Now, should United pay Inter Milan back in their own coin when they needed a player, £5 million short, they didn't agree to sell. Now they want Lukaku, and they don't have the cash. They want to pay the entire £75 million, but they want to spread it maybe for the 5 years of his contract. I don't know, but it's a pretty difficult one for United because, first of all, they need to ask themselves, do we sell this player to Inter Milan because obviously Lukaku wants to go to Inter Milan, or do we stop this player from going because we have a grudge to settle with Inter Milan? So you see, they have to balance the scales on this particular deal. But before I go talking about transfers, just to let you know that Barcelona themselves have completed the signing of Antoine Griezmann from La Liga rivals Atletico Madrid. Now, Barcelona paid the 120 million. Barcelona paid the 120 million euros release clause to the La Liga body to, of course, release the player, and they have signed him over for 5 years in Barcelona, and his new release clause is 800 million. Okay, enough of the transfers. We go straight to the African Cup of Nations. Action coming up from the week. Let's take a look. Scored in that one, not great goals, but some people call it scrappy. Scrappy or not, at the end of the day, we got a victory against South Africa. But for me, the most important thing from that victory is the fact that we're into the semi-finals of the Africa Cup of Nations. Now, Simon Chukwueze scored his first goal for the Super Eagles at the Nations Cup, his first Nations Cup goal. He's still 20 years old. And of course, we saw a goal from William Troost Ekong after VAR had given South Africa a goal, in that particular encounter. So he ended 2-1 in favor of Nigeria. Also, some other results in the game. So Senegal also got a victory against Benin Republic. I think it was a 1-0 victory against Benin Republic. Idrissa Gueye scoring the goal for Senegal in the 69th minute of that game. Then, of course, Tunisia beat Madagascar silly 3-0 in that one. And Algeria needed to go to penalties to see off Ivory Coast. They beat Ivory Coast 5-4 on penalties. So now in the semi-finals that will be played tomorrow, we see Algeria take on Nigeria and we see Senegal take on Tunisia. The highlights are currently on the screen. Yeah, you see the celebrations of the goal. Okay. You see Kanu dancing right after the game. It shows you the emotions that go through in a camp. You sit at home, you're watching the game and you're telling yourself, oh, this guy is not serious. How can you pass the ball like that? Look, if it hurts you, the player who's putting in his effort, who takes some time to train hard and listen to the tactical plan for the team and try to execute it on the field of play, also is hurting really bad. Senegal will be taking on Tunisia, but Nigeria will be taking on Algeria tomorrow. And a lot of you want to know, how is it possible can we get a result against Algeria? It's very possible. We've played 9 times against Algeria. We've gotten 7 wins in that particular fixture. And now, there are 2 players we need to be careful of when it comes to Algeria. The first time Algeria considered a goal in the African Cup of Nations was against Ivory Coast. That was in the quarterfinals. So they're really good defensively. And this is thanks to 2 players, Jamal Ben Lamri and Aissad Mandi. So Ojo Ighalo, Ahmed Musa and Chukwueze will really need to work hard, dig deep and try and find something special to get past that Algerian defense and also and get a victory for Nigeria to take us to another African Cup of Nations final. Now, wrapping up the show today, I do have to go to Wimbledon to talk about tennis. Yes, yesterday was we saw the semifinals of the men's singles, and of course before that, I have to take you through the goals of the week, but there's no time. I can't take you through all that. But let's talk about the tennis now. Federer and Nadal played yesterday. It was called #Fedal 40. And at Fedal 40, Federer beat Nadal 7-6, 1-6, 6-3, 6-4 to take himself through to another Wimbledon final where he will take on Novak Djokovic. Now, head-to-head wins, Djokovic is shaving that. He's got 25 wins to Federer's 22. But Federer is a Swiss legend and he has 20 Grand Slam titles already compared to the 15 by Nadal and by Djokovic, I beg your pardon. And when it comes to Wimbledon tournaments, matchups between Djokovic and Federer, Djokovic has been able to muster 4 wins, but Federer is the master on grass and he's gotten 8 wins. Now, I'm not saying Federer will win automatically. It's a matchup and people have to play, but it looks like this just might be the Federer win in this one. But these are the highlights of the Federer-Nadal final, semi-final yesterday. And of course, I'm wrapping up right here and taking you straight back to Sasu. She's got some interesting guests with us today on the show. So we're not done. More entertainment coming your way also on the weekend show. Don't touch your dial.
In-depth analysis that unravels hidden truths, that question the status quo and fact-checks government.
These criminal elements hiding under the cloak of surveillance contractors are the APC elements.
Do you have facts to prove that? Being a journalist means waking up every day with a burning desire for peace, equity, and justice for all citizens.
We're being told that the choice you have is to take the lesser of two evils.
It means patriotism via the prism of objectivity and accountability. It means giving my platform to the masses to discuss issues that matter to them.
Some of them, if they bring budget and the budget they look, some of them sleep. They're going to ask how much we are on. I have it.
Thereby shaping government policies and laws. My name is Osasu Igbenegbu, and I am the People's Journalist. Thank you so much for investing your time with us on today's program. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Weekend Show NG on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. To watch this past episode, you can visit our website www.weekendshowng.com. To help us sign out today, we have Omo Tunde. Take it away.
Okay. How can I forget so easily what you mean to me? No one can take your place in my life. You are the reason everything is sweet. I no go tired to sing your praise. Oluwa, Atobiju, Oluwa, Atobiju. Been around and all I see, Atobiju legend. Yeah. Oh, you move mountains, you cause worlds to fall with your power. You perform miracles, there is nothing that's impossible. We're standing here only because you made. See, you move mountains, you cause worlds to fall with your power. You perform miracles, there is nothing that's impossible. We're standing here only because you made. Been around the world and see, Atobiju legend. Been around the world I see, Atobiju. Been around the world I see, Atobiju legend. Atobi, Atobiju legend.